Imagine growing up with two father figures, each offering completely different views on money, success, and life. That's the situation Robert Kiyosaki found himself in as a young boy. On one side, there was his biological father, his poor dad. A well-educated man, poor dad was an advocate of traditional schooling. He earned a PhD, held a high-ranking government job, and truly believed that climbing the corporate ladder was the key to success. Poor dad's mantra was, study hard, get a good job, and work your way up. But despite his prestigious career and dedication to work, he constantly struggled with money. On the other side was his best friend Mike's father, the man Robert affectionately called his rich dad. This father had never graduated from college and didn't follow the traditional route of education. Instead, Rich Dad was a businessman, an entrepreneur who believed in making money work for you. He taught Robert that the path to wealth wasn't about being a high-paid employee. It was about learning how to make smart investments and build wealth through assets. The contrast between these two men's philosophies set the stage for Kiyosaki's lifelong learning and ultimately became the foundation for Rich Dad, Poor Dad. From an early age, Robert saw how different beliefs about money could shape one's entire life. While Poor Dad believed in working hard for money, Rich Dad showed him that true financial freedom comes from making money work for you. This book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, is Kiyosaki's attempt to share the lessons he learned from Rich Dad, lessons that were often at odds with the conventional wisdom he heard from Poor Dad. It's not just a book about wealth, it's a book about mindset, about unlearning many of the financial beliefs most of us grew up with and replacing them with a new, more empowering perspective on money. As young Robert Kiyosaki continued to spend time with both of his dads, their distinct views on money became clearer. His poor dad, despite being highly educated, lived paycheck to paycheck, always emphasizing the importance of job security and benefits. His rich dad, on the other hand, lived a life of abundance, but it wasn't because he worked longer hours or had a prestigious job. It was because he thought differently about money. While Poor Dad believed in saving what little money he could, Rich Dad believed in investing. He believed in acquiring assets, things that put money into his pocket, whether he worked or not. This contrast fascinated Robert. How could two intelligent men view the world so differently? And more importantly, which of them was right? Rich Dad believed that financial education was far more important than academic education when it came to creating wealth. It wasn't about earning more money, but about learning the rules of money, how to make it, grow it, and protect it. Robert's journey to understanding these rules started with some of Rich Dad's most important lessons that would fundamentally change how Robert viewed money and the way the world works. The importance of financial education. One of the first lessons Robert learned from Rich Dad was that financial education is the key to financial success. Unfortunately, this isn't the type of education you typically receive in school. Most of us are taught how to be good employees, how to work hard, follow orders, and climb the corporate ladder, but very few are taught how to manage money, invest, or create wealth. Rich Dad explained that the education system is designed to produce workers, not entrepreneurs or investors. This is why so many people, like Poor Dad, end up trapped in what Robert calls the rat race. They work hard, earn money, and then spend it on liabilities like cars, houses, and gadgets, all the while thinking these are assets. But in reality, these liabilities drain their bank accounts with monthly payments, leaving them with little financial security. Rich Dad encouraged Robert to think differently. He taught him that an asset is something that puts money in your pocket, while a liability is something that takes money out. For example, a house might seem like an asset, but if it's costing you money every month in the form of a mortgage and maintenance, it's actually a liability. Real assets are things like rental properties, stocks, bonds, or businesses, things that generate income for you, even when you're not actively working. This was a radical shift in thinking for Robert, and it's one of the core messages of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Most people spend their lives working for money, but the wealthy make money work for them by acquiring assets that generate passive income. This distinction is at the heart of financial freedom, the difference between assets and liabilities. One of the simplest yet most profound lessons from Rich Dad was the clear distinction between assets and liabilities. Most people think they know the difference, but according to Rich Dad, they don't. Poor Dad, for example, believed that his house was his biggest asset. He believed that owning a home was the American dream, the ultimate symbol of financial success. But Rich Dad argued that your home is not an asset, it's a liability, unless it's making you money. Here's the key distinction. Assets put money in your pocket. Liabilities take money out. It's as simple as that. A rental property, for instance, is an asset because it generates rental income. A car, however, is a liability because it costs money to maintain, depreciates over time, and offers no financial return. Rich Dad emphasized the importance of accumulating assets that would generate income without requiring constant effort. He believed that the key to financial freedom was to acquire enough assets that your income exceeded your expenses. In other words, the goal was to have your money work for you, rather than you working for money. Work to learn, not for money. Another fundamental lesson that Rich Dad taught Robert was to work to learn, not for money. When we first enter the workforce, most of us are focused on earning a paycheck. But Rich Dad encouraged Robert to think long-term and view every job as an opportunity to learn valuable skills. For example, Rich Dad suggested that instead of chasing the highest-paying job, Robert should focus on jobs that would teach him important lessons about finance, management, sales, and leadership. He explained that learning these skills would pay off far more in the long run than any immediate salary bump. In one of the book's most memorable moments, Rich Dad told Robert to take a job that offered no pay at all. This job, working at one of Rich Dad's stores, taught Robert important lessons about business operations, customer relations, and how money flows through a company. By the end of the experience, Robert realized that the education he gained from this job was far more valuable than any paycheck he could have earned. This idea of working to learn rather than working for money is a powerful shift in mindset. Most people think of their jobs as a way to earn money to pay bills. But Rich Dad's advice was to think of your job as a stepping stone to greater financial success. The real payoff comes from the skills you acquire, not the money you earn. Mind your own business. One of the key lessons in Rich Dad, Poor Dad is the idea of minding your own business. Rich Dad explained that most people spend their lives working for someone else, whether it's their boss, the government, through taxes, or the bank, through mortgages and loans. In order to achieve financial freedom, Robert needed to focus on building his own business, his own assets that would generate income independent of his job. This doesn't necessarily mean that everyone should quit their job and start a company. Rather, it's about investing in things that will bring in income, such as real estate, stocks, or small businesses. The goal is to create a source of income that isn't dependent on your day-to-day work. Rich Dad often emphasized that the rich focus on acquiring assets while the poor and middle class focus on earning a paycheck. By investing in assets, the rich grow their wealth over time, while those who rely solely on a paycheck are stuck in the rat race, always working for money, but never truly achieving financial freedom. As Robert's understanding deepened, he began to see how the world of finance was not just about numbers and money, but about mindset and choices. Each lesson from Rich Dad helped him break free from conventional beliefs about wealth and success. But perhaps one of the most crucial lessons was the power of taking risks. Rich Dad was a firm believer in the idea that taking calculated risks is essential for financial success. While Poor Dad emphasized the importance of job security and stability, Rich Dad taught Robert that fear of failure is one of the biggest obstacles to financial freedom. He often quoted the saying, "The only risk is not taking a risk." In Robert's life, this meant that he had to change his relationship with fear. Instead of seeing it as something to avoid, he learned to embrace it. Rich Dad taught him that failure is not a dead end, but a stepping stone to success. Each failure brought valuable lessons that could lead to greater success in the future. For example, Robert shared a story about his first investment in real estate. Initially, he was nervous about the potential risks and the financial burden of purchasing a property. However, after careful research and planning, he took the plunge. While the first investment didn't go as smoothly as he had hoped, it taught him invaluable lessons about the market, negotiation, and the importance of due diligence. This experience shaped his future investment strategies and built his confidence to take more calculated risks. Rich Dad's approach to risk was not reckless, it was strategic. He encouraged Robert to do thorough research, learn from others who had succeeded or failed, and build a network of mentors and advisors. This way, he could mitigate risks and increase his chances of success. The importance of financial literacy. In a world where financial transactions are inevitable, Rich Dad instilled the importance of financial literacy in Robert. He taught that understanding money is not just about having it, but knowing how to manage it effectively. Rich Dad emphasized 4 key areas of financial literacy: understanding accounting, investing, understanding markets, and the law. He believed that anyone could become wealthy if they took the time to learn the rules of finance and apply that knowledge. Robert recalled a time when he struggled with his own financial decisions. He realized that without a solid grasp of basic accounting principles, he was at the mercy of accountants and financial advisors. This experience motivated him to dive deep into understanding financial statements, cash flow, and balance sheets. He learned how to assess the financial health of businesses and investments, allowing him to make informed decisions. The essence of financial literacy lies in empowerment. When you understand money, you can make it work for you. You can identify good investments, avoid bad ones, and create a financial plan that aligns with your life goals. The cash flow quadrant. As Robert's journey continued, he encountered the cash flow quadrant, a powerful concept that further expanded his understanding of wealth building. Developed by Kiyosaki, this model categorizes 4 types of people based on how they earn their income. 1. Employee, E. Those who work for someone else, exchanging time for money. 2. Self-employed, S. Individuals who work for themselves, such as freelancers and small business owners. 3. Business owner, B. Those who own a business that works for them, allowing them to earn money without actively being involved in daily operations. Number 4. Investor, I. Individuals who invest their money to generate passive income. Rich Dad taught Robert that while being an employee or self-employed might provide immediate security, the true path to wealth lies in becoming a business owner and an investor. This realization was pivotal for Robert, as it aligned perfectly with his aspiration for financial independence. He shared how, after learning about the cash flow quadrant, he made a conscious decision to transition from being an employee to becoming a business owner. This shift required courage, as it meant letting go of the comfort of a steady paycheck. But with the knowledge and strategies he gained from Rich Dad, he felt equipped to take the leap. Building a wealth mindset. As Robert continued to absorb the wisdom of his Rich Dad, he realized that mindset plays a crucial role in financial success. The mindset of the rich is vastly different from that of the poor or middle class. Rich Dad taught Robert that the wealthy think differently about money. They see opportunities where others see obstacles. They are not afraid to invest in themselves and their education. They embrace challenges and view failures as learning experiences. One story that exemplifies this mindset was during a recession when many businesses were struggling. While others were fearful and cut back on investments, Rich Dad saw an opportunity to acquire undervalued assets. He taught Robert that true wealth is built during challenging times when others are too afraid to act. In this way, Kiyosaki learned that having a wealth mindset is about maintaining a positive outlook and resilience. It involves continuously seeking knowledge, embracing innovation, and not being afraid to disrupt the status quo. Creating passive income streams. With each lesson from Rich Dad, Robert grew increasingly aware of the importance of creating passive income streams. While traditional jobs may provide stability, they often do not lead to true financial freedom. Rich Dad explained that to achieve financial independence, one must build assets that generate income without requiring constant effort. This could include rental properties, dividend stocks, or businesses that can operate independently. Robert shared a pivotal moment when he acquired his first rental property. The initial steps were daunting, filled with fear of the unknown. However, with Rich Dad's guidance, he navigated the process, learned the ins and outs of property management, and ultimately saw the property generate cash flow. This experience was transformative, reinforcing the idea that passive income could lead to freedom. The real beauty of passive income, as Rich Dad described, is that it creates a safety net. It allows individuals to live their lives on their terms without being tied to a job for survival. Giving back and making a difference. As Robert reflected on the lessons learned from both of his dads, he recognized that wealth is not just about personal gain, it's about making a difference in the world. Rich Dad often spoke about the importance of giving back to the community and using wealth as a tool to create positive change. This notion resonated deeply with Robert. He realized that financial education should extend beyond personal gain. It should also empower others. Inspired by his Rich Dad's philosophy, Robert became passionate about teaching financial literacy to young people and those struggling to break free from the rat race. In his efforts to share this knowledge, Robert founded educational programs, wrote books, and created workshops aimed at inspiring financial independence in others. He saw firsthand how empowering others with financial knowledge could create a ripple effect, changing lives and communities for the better. Conclusion: the journey to financial freedom. As Robert Kiyosaki's journey unfolded, he discovered that financial freedom is not merely a destination, it's a mindset and a continuous journey. Each lesson from Rich Dad became a stepping stone, guiding him to a deeper understanding of wealth, money, and the choices we make every day. Through storytelling, personal anecdotes, and practical wisdom, Rich Dad Poor Dad serves as a powerful reminder that financial education is essential. It challenges the conventional beliefs that often hold us back and empowers us to take control of our financial futures. As Robert reflects on his experiences, he invites readers to question their own beliefs about money and consider the steps they can take toward financial independence. The journey may not always be easy, but with the right mindset and knowledge, anyone can break free from the rat race and create a life of abundance. The legacy of financial wisdom. As Robert continued his quest for financial education, he began to realize that the lessons from his rich dad extended far beyond personal finance. They spoke to the universal truths about how we view money, success, and life itself. He often reflected on the notion that wealth is not merely a financial metric, but a way of thinking and living. Rich Dad emphasized the importance of legacy, what we leave behind for future generations. He taught Robert that it's not enough to accumulate wealth. We must also pass on knowledge and empower others. This idea became a driving force in Robert's life, shaping not only his financial pursuits, but also his desire to educate others about financial literacy. Robert's journey led him to write several books, create games, and develop educational programs aimed at demystifying money and finance. He traveled around the world, sharing his insights and encouraging people to rethink their beliefs about wealth. Through workshops and seminars, he connected with individuals from all walks of life, igniting a passion for financial education and independence, transforming mindsets from employee to entrepreneur. In his speeches, Robert often recounted stories of people who transformed their lives by embracing the principles he learned from Rich Dad. He would share examples of ordinary individuals who took the leap from secure jobs to entrepreneurship, inspired by the idea that they could build their own paths to financial freedom. One memorable story was about a woman named Sarah, who had always dreamed of starting her own catering business. Stuck in a monotonous job, she hesitated for years, fearing the risks involved. After attending one of Robert's workshops, she began to see her job as a temporary stepping stone rather than a permanent destination. With encouragement and practical advice on budgeting and marketing, Sarah took the plunge. She started her catering business on the side, using her evenings and weekends to build her client base. Over time, her passion and hard work paid off, allowing her to leave her job and pursue her dream full-time. Sarah's journey exemplified how understanding financial principles and cultivating the right mindset could lead to transformative change. Navigating challenges, learning from setbacks. As Robert continued to teach and share his story, he emphasized that the journey to financial freedom is not without challenges. Setbacks are inevitable, but how we respond to them defines our path. He often shared his own experiences of failure, including a failed business venture that left him financially and emotionally drained. It was during this challenging time that Robert recalled Rich Dad's teachings about resilience and learning from failure. Instead of giving up, he revisited his financial education, analyzed what went wrong, and adapted his strategies. Through this experience, Robert learned the critical importance of perseverance. He encouraged his audience to embrace setbacks as opportunities for growth, reminding them that every failure carries a lesson. By shifting their perspective and remaining committed to their goals, they could navigate the inevitable ups and downs of life. The ongoing journey of learning and growth. Robert's story is a testament to the idea that financial education is a lifelong journey. He believes that there is always more to learn, new skills to acquire, and fresh perspectives to explore. He often spoke about the importance of surrounding oneself with mentors and like-minded individuals who can offer guidance and support. He encouraged his readers and listeners to seek out knowledge continuously, whether through books, courses, or networking. Rich Dad's influence instilled in Robert the understanding that financial success is not a solo endeavor. It thrives in community. By sharing insights, experiences, and resources, individuals can elevate each other and create a supportive environment that fosters growth and opportunity. The call to action, empowering others. As Robert concluded his thoughts on his journey and the invaluable lessons learned from Rich Dad, he issued a call to action. He challenged his audience to take control of their financial destinies. Whether they were struggling to make ends meet or aspiring to build wealth, Robert encouraged everyone to start small. He suggested setting aside time each week to learn about personal finance, investing, or entrepreneurship. Additionally, he urged his audience to share their knowledge and experiences with others. By teaching friends, family, or community members about financial literacy, they could help break the cycle of financial ignorance and empower others to pursue their dreams. Final reflections: a life of abundance. In reflecting on his journey, Robert recognized that the ultimate goal of financial education is not just wealth, but a life of abundance. True abundance encompasses not only financial freedom, but also the freedom to pursue passions, make choices aligned with values, and contribute to the well-being of others. He envisioned a world where financial literacy is not a privilege, but a right accessible to everyone. Through his teachings and the legacy of Rich Dad, he aspired to create a ripple effect that would empower generations to come. As Robert Kiyosaki closed his thoughts on Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he left his audience with this poignant message: you are the master of your financial fate. With knowledge, perseverance, and the courage to take risks, you can shape your destiny and create a life of true abundance. The importance of financial education. As Robert reflected on the contrasting lessons from his two dads, it became clear that financial education was the cornerstone of his journey. While his biological father, the poor dad, emphasized traditional education and job security, the rich dad taught him that financial literacy is essential for building wealth. Robert often recounted how, in his early years, he struggled with the conventional belief that getting a good job and saving money were the pathways to success. He remembers the day Rich Dad explained the difference between assets and liabilities, a lesson that would reshape his understanding of money forever. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket, Rich Dad had said, while a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. This simple yet profound distinction became the foundation for Robert's financial education. He realized that while many people work tirelessly to earn a paycheck, few take the time to learn how to make their money work for them. This insight led him to invest in assets, real estate, stocks, and businesses that would generate passive income and build wealth over time. The power of mindset. Another significant lesson Robert internalized was the power of mindset. He often reflected on how his beliefs about money shaped his actions and outcomes. Growing up with a scarcity mindset, influenced by his poor dad, he had to learn to adopt an abundance mentality, a shift that would open doors to new possibilities. Robert frequently shared anecdotes from his workshops, where participants expressed their fears about investing and financial risk. he would encourage them to reframe their thoughts. Instead of viewing money as a limited resource, they should see it as a tool for growth and opportunity. He emphasized the idea that financial independence starts in the mind. When people believe they can achieve their financial goals, they are more likely to take action, explore new opportunities, and learn from failures. The journey to financial freedom is as much about mental shifts as it is about practical steps. Creating passive income streams. As Robert delved deeper into his entrepreneurial journey, he became an advocate for creating passive income streams. He often shared stories of successful individuals who built businesses that generated income without constant oversight. One memorable example was a friend who developed a mobile app. Initially, the project required significant time and effort, but once it was established, it began to generate revenue with minimal ongoing involvement. Robert illustrated how this approach allowed his friend to focus on other interests while the app continued to earn money, a testament to the power of leveraging technology and creativity. Robert emphasized that the goal should not be to solely rely on earned income from a job, but to diversify income sources. He encouraged his audience to explore opportunities in real estate, investments, or online ventures that could lead to financial freedom. This shift in focus not only enhances wealth, but also creates a safety net during economic fluctuations. The value of taking risks. Throughout his journey, Robert learned that taking calculated risks is essential for financial success. He often recounted the early days of investing in real estate, where the fear of failure loomed large. However, he quickly realized that every successful investor he admired had faced similar fears and doubts. Rich Dad had taught him that the fear of losing money can paralyze individuals, preventing them from seizing opportunities. He encouraged Robert to embrace risk as a necessary component of growth. In one of his workshops, he recounted a story about his first investment property, a small, run-down duplex that seemed like a gamble at the time. The investment required effort and some unexpected repairs, but it ultimately became a lucrative source of passive income. This experience solidified Robert's belief that embracing calculated risks is a vital part of the journey toward financial independence. The importance of networking and mentorship. As Robert built his wealth, he recognized the significance of surrounding himself with the right people. He often spoke about how networking and mentorship played a crucial role in his success. Rich Dad had emphasized that learning from others is an invaluable resource. Robert encouraged his audience to seek out mentors, individuals who have achieved what they aspire to do. He shared stories of how he reached out to successful entrepreneurs, learning from their experiences and absorbing their wisdom. In one instance, he highlighted a meeting with a seasoned investor who shared insights on real estate trends and strategies. This mentor not only guided Robert through his early investments, but also opened doors to valuable connections in the industry. Through these interactions, Robert learned that success is often a collaborative effort. By building a network of supportive individuals, aspiring entrepreneurs can gain knowledge, share resources, and motivate each other to achieve their goals. The journey of giving back. As Robert achieved financial success, he also became passionate about giving back to his community. He understood that true wealth goes beyond personal gain. It encompasses making a positive impact on the lives of others. Inspired by Rich Dad's lessons, Robert began to mentor young entrepreneurs and invest in educational initiatives focused on financial literacy. He established programs aimed at teaching children and adults the importance of financial education, empowering them to break free from the cycle of poverty. One of his proudest achievements was creating a scholarship fund for underprivileged students, enabling them to pursue higher education and develop their financial skills. Robert believed that by investing in the next generation, he could help create a ripple effect of financial empowerment and success. Conclusion: your journey to financial freedom. As Robert Kiyosaki concluded his story in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he left his audience with a powerful message. Financial freedom is within reach for anyone willing to challenge their beliefs, learn, and take action. He encouraged his readers to reflect on their financial education, consider their mindset toward money, and take steps toward building their wealth. Whether through investing, entrepreneurship, or creating passive income streams, the journey begins with a single decision. The lessons from Rich Dad and the experiences Robert shared serve as a reminder that we all have the potential to rewrite our financial stories. It's never too late to start, and every small step can lead to significant change. Robert's final thoughts echoed in the hearts of his audience. Be proactive in your financial education. Embrace risks, surround yourself with supportive mentors, and remember that your journey is uniquely yours. The future is bright for those who dare to dream and take action. In the end, Rich Dad, Poor Dad isn't just a book about money. It's a guide to understanding how your mindset can shape your financial future. Kiyosaki's journey from two different father figures offers invaluable lessons that can empower anyone, regardless of their starting point. So, what will you take away from this? Will you start thinking like the rich and making your money work for you? I hope this summary inspires you to take control of your financial destiny and embrace the lessons that can truly change your life. If you enjoyed this summary, let me know in the comments what resonated with you the most. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more insightful content on personal growth and financial wisdom.